So, what do you do when your government annoys you? Most people vote, some protest, but a few, special few, decide to start their own country. Real flags, fake passports, imaginary wars. Welcome to the bizarre world of micronations, unofficial self-declared countries made by madmen, nerds, and at least one guy who really wanted his daughter to be a princess. Some are political statements, some are glorified hobbies, some are actual scams. This is Micronation Mayhem, and here are 10 of the most insane micro-countries to ever exist. Let's start with one of the OGs, Sealand. It's 1967. Roy Bates, a British Army major with strong pirate energy, decides to take over an abandoned World War II sea fort in the North Sea. The platform used to shoot at Nazis, now it's going to be a country. Roy names it the Principality of Sealand, declares himself Prince Roy, and just dares the UK to do something about it. And it gets better. In the 70s, a group of actual German mercenaries tried to stage a coup. They helicopter in, take the place over. Roy's son pulls out a shotgun, takes the fort back, and holds the invaders hostage. The UK doesn't intervene because technically Sealand's in international waters. So Roy just wins. He gets to keep it. To this day, you can still buy yourself a Sealand passport or a noble title. For like $50, you can be Baron of Rusty Sea Trash. And that brings us to the glorious nation of Molossia. Tucked away in a dusty backyard in Nevada is a country run by one man in full military regalia, President Kevin Baugh. He has a flag, a custom station, a border crossing sign, a national currency made from poker chips and cookie dough. Molossia is small, but proud, and still technically at war with East Germany, which, by the way, doesn't exist anymore. Why? Because Kevin blames them for ruining his train ride in the 1980s. He never forgave, he never signed a peace treaty. So, the war continues. He's also banned onions, catfish, and walruses. No further explanation is offered. The president has spoken. Now let's go to Canada, where rebellion is much more polite. In 1983, a group of Ontario residents were fed up with property taxes, so naturally they declared independence from Canada. They founded the Snake Hill Republic, created their own constitution, and mailed formal letters to Queen Elizabeth demanding recognition. Their flag had a snake. Their army had lawn chairs. Canada ignored them, which was probably the most diplomatic move possible. Eventually the whole thing faded out, but for a brief glorious moment, these angry suburbanites were sovereign. And now, let's get weird. In 1987, a teenager in Montreal decided reality was boring and launched the Arakan Empire, a nation that claims land on Earth, Mars, Pluto, a fictional planet called Glemoria, and most importantly, your imagination. Yes, if you can think about it, Erica owns it. This empire has national holidays like Dinosaur Day, Silly Hat Day, and a functioning Department of Time Travel. They issue citizenship online and have thousands of members. It's part comedy, part creative writing project, part existential crisis. Honestly, I respect it. Now imagine you're 14, living in Australia in 1981, and you suddenly decide, you know what, I'm an emperor now. That's exactly what George Cruikshank did. He founded the Empire of Atlantium and crowned himself Emperor George II. Robes, medals, state functions, the whole royal cosplay package. But here's the twist. Atlantium isn't a joke. It advocates for secular humanism, universal rights, and even space colonization. They issue real-looking IDs, have a capital, which is just a farm outside Sydney, and over 3,000 citizens from around the world. Atlantium's probably the only fake country that could be accused of taking politics too seriously. And speaking of serious politics, let's talk about Key West, Florida. In 1982, the U.S. Border Patrol set up a roadblock north of the Florida Keys, basically turning the entire island chain into a checkpoint. Tourism tanked, locals were furious, so Key West said, "We're done." They declared independence and formed the Conch Republic. They declared war on the United States, then surrendered after 1 minute and requested $1 billion in foreign aid. Big mood. Today it's mostly a party brand, but they still have mock passports, an annual Independence Day parade, and a self-declared navy made of sailboats. It's the world's most festive rebellion. Let's take a hard left turn to Antarctica. In 2008, a Belgian man founded the Grand Duchy of Flandrenses and claimed several islands in Antarctica for environmental purposes. But here's the twist. He immediately banned all humans from ever setting foot there, including his own citizens. Why? To raise awareness about climate change. It's a micronation that exists solely to protect land it will never touch. Honestly, it's the most eco-friendly dictatorship in history. There's a Grand Duke, a coat of arms, and a diplomatic corps that only talks to other fictional countries. It's like cosplay meets Greenpeace, and I'm here for it. Now back to the US, where the greatest teenage hobby project ever became a 40-year-old virtual monarchy. In 1979, 14-year-old Robert Ben Madison of Milwaukee declared his bedroom to be the Kingdom of Tolosa. He wrote a constitution, he made up an entire language, Tolosan, he created a functioning parliament, and over the years, Tolosa never died. In fact, it grew. There are hundreds of citizens, real elections, laws, political parties, and debates over who should run this imaginary place. You think your HOA is intense? Tolosa has multiple royal factions in exile. The language is still spoken. The kingdom is still going. Honestly, it's more stable than some real countries. Now for something slightly more absurd, the Kingdom of Lovely. In 2005, British comedian Danny Wallace set out to create a country as part of a BBC documentary. He launched the Kingdom of Lovely, set up embassies in his friends' apartments, and got over 58,000 people to sign up for citizenship online. He had a flag, a national anthem, and even applied for United Nations recognition. Didn't work, but hey, the guy had office chair racing as the national sport. The show ended, the kingdom faded, but it was a glorious digital age experiment in mass delusion and national branding. And finally, the dark side of micronations. Let's talk about the kingdom of Enenkyo. In the 90s, a man claimed an uninhabited atoll in the Marshall Islands and declared himself king. He then started selling fake Enenkyo passports and noble titles for thousands of dollars. For a while, it looked like just another eccentric micronation, until the US Securities and Exchange Commission was like, hey, that's not sovereignty, that's fraud. The operation got shut down. Enenkyo became the cautionary tale of the micronation world. Because yes, starting your own country is fun, but you can't scam people while doing it. So whether you're trying to dodge taxes, start a party nation, or just want to wear a crown while sitting in a lawn chair, there's a micronation for you. Or hey, start your own, get a flag, make a fake war, declare independence from your fridge. Just maybe don't commit securities fraud.